So guys, welcome. Thanks a lot for joining the SAP UI5 OData, NetWeaver, and SAP Fiori webinar today. In this session, I'm going to cover aspects such as SAP UI5 and OData, NetWeaver, and Fiori, time permitting. So let's get started here. What we will cover in this session. So first of all, in this session, I'll quickly go through the topics of discussion that we are going to cover in today's webinar. Next, I'm going to do a quick introduction about myself and about these areas that we are going to cover. Next, we'll understand what is the need for these new technologies. Meaning, of course, we all here most probably are technical developers, so we all know what is SAP ABAP. Most of us must have also got a chance to work on WebDyn Pro, some workflows, some BDC call transactions. So what is the actual use of this new technology? Okay, so we will cover that. Next, I will do a walkthrough of the setup and installation of SAP UI5 on your local machine. So my idea is by learning this, you should be able to install this on your own local machine, and if you want, you could start developing or learning it yourself. And then third, then next we will do a OData walkthrough, meaning I will explain to you what is OData, how OData communicates with the HTTP protocol, what is OData actually, and of course we will also learn what is NetWeaver Gateway, because just learning OData doesn't help. We have to learn about the NetWeaver Gateway, and you will realize this as we move. And finally, I will introduce you to the course, meaning I am launching a course. I will be introducing you to that. And also, because you guys are attending this session, so I will also explain to you the various bonus offerings that I'm going to make today. Okay. All right. So guys, quick introduction about me. We'll proceed further. Hopefully other people will join in, but let's do this right now. So quick introduction about me. My name is Lincoln Pereira. I have 14 years of experience in the SAP consulting world. I have worked with top SAP consulting companies like Atos Origin. It was Atos Origin then. Now it is called Atos. So I worked with Atos, Wipro, L&T Infotech. And I've consulted with a lot of SAP Gold implementing partners like IBM, Accenture, Deloitte, Capgemini, Yash Technologies, etc. And I have got a chance to work on client implementations as Intel, Procter & Gamble, Indian Navy. Yes, Indian Navy also uses SAP to run their operations. I worked on NVIDIA Graphics, Westinghouse Electric Company, Shell Company, Mass Mutual Insurance, etc. So ideally, I just want to show you that I have global exposure on working on all these companies, and I've worked on almost all the modules of SAP by now. So that is quickly introduction about me. Yes, guys, this is me. I'm originally from Mumbai, India, and I'm currently based out of Austin, Texas, and I'm living here with my wife and my family. Okay. So this is a very quick introduction about me. I hope you like my introduction. So we will now move on to the next part of this presentation, which is about the technology. So here we will first understand why we need this new technology, right? Because like I said, we already have ABAP, right? And we are developing all our applications in ABAP. So what is the use of this new technology? So let's start with understanding that. Guys, I hope I'm not going very fast, number one. And if you guys have any questions, you know where to ask. Just type them in the chat window, and I will address them as we get to that point. Okay. So first of all, what is the use of this new technology? SAP's concentration on core functionality. What does that mean? So ideally, guys, as you know, SAP started long time ago, and it has progressed. But as SAP has kept progressing, right, it has concentrated more on its core functionality. Okay, meaning enhancing its own business process logic, etc., and making its core functionality very solid. Okay. So there initially when SAP launched, there were a lot of bugs and a lot of issues with the SAP. But eventually, with every new upgrade, every new patches that SAP gives, every new OSS note that SAP gives out, these issues have been resolved, right? So that means SAP has been concentrating on its own business logic, building it, making it robust. But that thing has given rise to another problem, that SAP has not concentrated much on its front end, meaning on its on the way people use it. So because of their concentration on core functionality, they are lost on the front end side. And most of the customers of SAP now believe that the data of SAP is locked in SAP database. Meaning, if you want to access this data, right, you have to go through SAP's proprietary tools, which is SAP's GUI or SAP portal, etc. You cannot use any other browser or any other web page to access SAP's data, right? So that's why the locked so basically the data is locked in SAP's database. And what customers want is basically customers want to use newer alternative devices to access their data. So basically, what does that mean? See, customers are really bored using the SAP GUI and SAP portal all the time. They want to use their newer technologies, and they want to use smartphones, they want to use tablets, they want to use different kinds of browsers to access their data which is there in SAP. But unfortunately, using ABAP and the current knowledge that we have, right, it is not possible to access SAP data through any of these technologies, right? So that is why customers want to take advantage of better designing software. What does that mean? So basically, ABAP is very strong, of course, but unfortunately, like I said, it cannot be rendered nicely on an HTML page. You cannot have websites built on SAP ABAP, right? Of course, you can use WebImpro to do that. You can use BSP pages. But problem again is everything remains in SAP's framework, okay? And it is very difficult to port or to deploy such applications on a browser, okay? From a browser, like just if I want to just type www.amazon.com or google.com, right? Similarly, I cannot just type any website and just pull out SAP's page, right? So that's why SAP has brought out this new technology where we can use this new technology to pull out SAP's data and show it on a regular web page without even using any of the SAP's development tools. Okay, so basically you have to do development, of course, but the development technology is different. So if you are doing development in core SAP, then you will use ABAP. But if you are doing development on the website, okay, to show this on the website, then you will do it using these new technologies. Okay, I hope this slide was clear, and I see some of people have joined in. Just let me say hi to them. Hi Himanshu, hi Fayaz. We started this session exactly at, not exactly, but we started at 9:05. So you haven't missed a lot here. I'm just doing a basic recap of or started the session. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining. Hi Srinivas, and hi Praveen, hi Shabir. Thanks a lot for joining. We just started this session, and we're just understanding why SAP needs this new technology, or why we need this new technology. So just to give a quick recap, basically SAP has been concentrating on its core functionality, building up new business logic, and correcting all its existing errors. But problem is customers feel that SAP's data is locked in SAP's database, and customers want newer devices, not just laptop. They want tablets, they want smartphones, any of those devices. They want to access data, plus they want to access better designing software as compared to SAP ABAP. So that is why SAP has brought in its new technologies. Okay, so the new technologies. Okay, if it's not visible, just hang on with me for a moment, because I think in 5 or 10 minutes, automatically things start becoming visible, because I think that's the bandwidth. So just bear with me a bit. Okay, so what are the new technologies that SAP has brought in to help in designing SAP for the web. So these new technologies, of course, as many of you may already be knowing, are OData, the SAP NetWeaver Gateway. You have the SAP UI5, and you have SAP Fiori. So we will walk through all of these technologies today. I will give you a quick recap of all these sessions, or all these technologies right now. So first of all, let's go one by one. We'll understand what is OData, then we'll understand why we need gateway. We'll then understand what is SAP UI5, and then we will learn what is Fiori. Okay. So understanding OData. So hopefully, guys, I am not going very fast. Things are clear till now, and I think our pace is also nice. I'm planning this session for 1 hour, so hopefully I'm trying to achieve a lot during this hour. If I'm not, maybe we could. I'll try to cover as much as I can. So understanding OData. So basically, if you look at this diagram here, right, this diagram should be very clear to every of our ABAP developers, right? See, in this diagram, everyone knows that this is basically a 3-tier architecture, right? This is a 3-tier R3 design. So here you have the database layer, okay, and then you have the application layer and the presentation layer, right? And all our module pool programs, WebDyn pros, reports, BAPI, RFC, function modules, etc. All of these, right, they are running on the application server, right? So what happens every morning when you come into your work, right, or your end user comes into work? Basically, you go click on your presentation layer, which is your computer. You pull up the screen and you put in your login ID. You pull up the SAP GUI. You put in your login ID, password, and then you start your day, right? You would do SE38, SE80, or if you're end user, then they may do VA01 or so, any of PA30, etc. Any transactions they will run. The problem with this is very nice. This three-tier architecture works very beautifully, but the problem, guys, is this needs a dedicated line, dedicated connection. Okay, so if you are at home, you must be using Citrix or some kind of VPN to log in. So ideally, the idea is this needs a dedicated connection. Okay, but unfortunately, internet is not reliable. It's not dedicated connection, right? So if you're logging to Yahoo or etc., everything, it's not dedicated, so you cannot do business applications on that. So this 3-tier architecture is okay if you have a dedicated connection, but let's say we put internet into the mix. So as you know, internet is not reliable. It's not a dedicated connection. Okay, so every time you make an HTTP request, the connection is made and then it's broken. So that's why if you do internet, then having 3-tier architecture completely breaks off. You cannot access SAP database through the internet using standard ABAP technologies. Okay, so you just cannot do that. So for that purpose, SAP has brought in something known as OData. Okay, so let me give you a real-time example of what I'm trying to explain here. Okay, let's say we are a company and we are selling like I bought a lot of toys on Amazon. So let's say we are a company who's making toys. Okay, and we want to sell our toys and we want to show that on Amazon. Okay, so people can buy stuff from Amazon directly. Or as another example is I am a travel agency or travel company. Like Air India or something, and I am running on SAP, and I want to sell my tickets on Yatra.com or here popular is Priceline. So I want to sell tickets on Priceline. So look at this. This is basically that website which sells is a third-party website. Okay, it is basically not an SAP owned website, and that website can be accessed through by just typing www.yatra.com, right? But we want to show all our database information, right? All my ticket information on their website. So that has to go through internet. And unfortunately, through ABAP, we cannot send that data out to them in real time. Okay, I can send an ALE, I can say IDOC, etc., but we cannot do it in real time. So for that, basically, we have a concept known as OData. And OData works on the HTTP framework. So because the internet completely understands HTTP, that's why OData is passed out as HTTP. So what does that really mean? Okay, in real terms, basically in the application layer, we will have an internal table. That internal table will be passed out as OData to the HTTP call. Okay, and we will understand this in a few minutes. Bear with me. Oops, I'm so sorry. Presentation came out. Okay, so that's why OData basically stands for Open Data Protocol. Okay, the beauty of OData is in one single HTTP request, okay, you can get both the data as well as the metadata. Metadata means the table structure. So you can get the table data as well as you can get the metadata or the table structure in a single OData call. And we will look at it how it happens. Plus, you can do CRUD operations, meaning you can create data on the database, you can you can request the data, you can update data, and you can delete data, and you can perform various query operations on your data over the internet. So ideally, you don't need ABAP here. Just through OData, you can perform all these operations over the internet. Okay. So basically, it's called in simple terms, it's called SQL for the web. All right. So again, this is a typical web environment. So on the presentation layer, you would open your browser, and in the browser you will type a website. The website basically will ping and get go to the SAP database layer. The database layer will pull the data into an internal table in the application layer, and then that will be converted to OData and sent back to the presentation layer. But how does that happen? So basically that internal table will be converted into OData using this layer here, which is known as the SAP NetWeaver Gateway. Okay, so basically Gateway is a set of is like three application packages which SAP has already given. So basis people will install this on your application layer. Okay, and once the basis people have installed this, then automatically your internal table, if there is an HTTP call, then your internal table will be automatically converted into OData. Okay, so basically we don't have to do any conversion here, but of course we will have to write code to fetch that internal table and feed it into the gateway. Okay, and that is what we will learn in the course. Okay, so so now we understood what is OData, why it is needed. Of course, it is needed because we need to send data out into the world. Okay, not to our SAP GUI but to a browser. So that's why we need OData. We understood why we need the NetWeaver Gateway. The NetWeaver Gateway converts your internal table into OData format. Okay, and we will understand what those formats are in a few minutes. But it converts into OData format. So if we now understood what is OData, we understood what is SAP NetWeaver Gateway. We need to know what is SAP UI5. So this OData which is given out by SAP and it is converted into HTTP, right? The problem is that data cannot be directly displayed on the browser. Okay, so it has to be displayed on the browser in an HTML page, right? Plus the requirement is that nowadays people want to access their data or their forms or their screens on different browsers. They could use a computer or desktop computer, they could use a smartphone, they could use a tablet. So basically there are various ways they could access their data. So that's why SAP has given us something called as SAP UI5. Okay, and this is based on the Open UI5 framework. So let me explain what that is. SAP UI5 is basically a set of JavaScript functions. Okay, I'm trying to make this very simple. It is a set of JavaScript functions. These JavaScript functions are based on the jQuery library. Okay, so library, when you hear the term library, it simply means it's a group of pre-built functions, just like a function group. So we could have a function group in SAP ABAP, right? Similarly, we have something called a library here. So in the library, there are a lot of JavaScript functions pre-built. So in SAP UI5 is a set of JavaScript functions which we can directly call on our HTML page. Okay, so this is free to use. It's because it is an open technology, so it's called Open UI5. When SAP has just branded it, it's called SAP UI5. The functions are easily it has. So why we need UI5 is because when we have to talk to OData, SAP OData, there are pre-built functions which we can directly use to access SAP UI5 to access OData. Okay, otherwise if UI5 was not there, then to access OData we would have to write a lot of code Okay, so here the beauty is we create a model, and based on that model, SAP the JavaScript pulls out that data from SAP. Okay, and the functions are easy to develop. So basically, the reason for SAP UI5 is to easily develop business front ends using HTML. Okay, so that's the reason why we have SAP UI5. So we will start learning about Fiori, but let me quickly ask you guys, hey, are you guys understanding what I'm explaining till now, or are you guys having any questions? Can anybody say yes or no in the chat window so I know you guys are watching the session? Okay, so if you guys are liking the session, just say yes or no. That way I know that there's some feedback, that you guys are learning. So it's clear. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ravina. Okay, thank you, Gaurav. At least I know that you guys are with me and you understand what I'm trying to explain here. Okay, super, super, super. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, all right. So let's move on to understand Fiori here now quickly. Basically, now we understood what is OData, right? We have the requirement is to pass an internal table not to the GUI but to the outside world. We need OData. We understood what is SAP NetWeaver Gateway. Basically, the gateway is what will convert our internal table to OData format. Okay, we understood what is SAP UI5. Can I say OData is intermediary between ABAP and internet? I will cover that question later on. This is a very good question. I will cover it. But right now, let's understand quickly what is Fiori, and I'll come back to that question, Samir. Okay. So basically, why we need Fiori? So we know what is OData. We know what is NetWeaver Gateway. We know what is the OData NetWeaver Gateway. We know what is SAP UI5. So now, if we know all of this, what is the use of Fiori? So what happens is basically the main reason for having Fiori could be, simply I could say Fiori is a set of SAP apps, okay, a bundle of apps which SAP has already given to us, and these apps are built on SAP UI5. Okay, so like everybody knows what is apps, right? You have a smartphone like Android, and you must have had tons of apps on your smartphone, right? You have WhatsApp, you have this Facebook app, this app, that app, hundreds of apps. So basically, SAP has given bundles of apps which are role based, meaning, and I'll explain to you what is role based. But basically, the apps means if suppose, for example, I am a sales, or I'm a purchase administrator or sales administrator, then what I can do is in a company, my company uses SAP, so I will install that purchase order app, okay, in my Fiori Launchpad. So every morning when I come to work, I don't need to log in into SAP. I can go to on my smartphone or my tablet, Android tablet. I can just go to the Fiori Launchpad and I can launch my app. And then through that app, I can start doing my purchase order job. Okay. So the beauty is I don't need to sit on my computer. I can be outside, on the field. If I'm a salesperson, I can be on the field and use my app. And the beauty of that app is basically it can be ported on any of those browsers because, of course, it's running on SAP UI5. Plus, because you have those apps already done, so you don't need to program or you don't need to code much because that app is already there. But the main reason for having Fiori is that the main complaint that customers have is, for example, if I am a purchase administrator, right, or say I'm a travel administrator, then I will go to transaction PR05. The problem with that transaction is it's a very huge transaction. There are so many fields on that transaction, but because the reason is because that is the same transaction which is used by everybody. The traveler uses that transaction, the travel administrator uses that transaction, the manager uses that transaction to approve that travel request. So the same transaction is used by everybody. That's why SAP has built that screen very big, in SAP system. So ideally customers feel that I am a travel coordinator. Why do I need to see so many fields? Just show me what I want to see. Similarly, employee says, I am a traveler. I don't need to see all the administrative fields. Just show me the fields which I want. So that is the beauty of Fiori. The Fiori makes these screens role based. So that means if you are a travel coordinator, you will get only simple set of fields which you can view. Plus these are customizable. So idea is Fiori is built on SAP UI5. This is pre-built set of apps which you can download on your internet, on your tablet or your smartphone, and directly access SAP backend. And these are role based. Okay. So this is a quick review of Fiori technology. So let me explain what is the future of this, because this is one of the main reasons why we learn. We need to understand what is the future of these technologies and what is my scope here. Okay, because I hear that a lot of people said, hey, I learned BSP, but there is not really too much work coming up. Okay, or I learned WebDin Pro, there's not too much work coming up. So Varun is asking a question, can we develop apps using Fiori? Absolutely. That is the exact reason why Fiori has come into place. You can build apps. Basically, you can build apps using SAP UI5. Okay, just using UI5, you can build apps. But Fiori, when you build apps for SAP, you can in fact sell your own apps. You can build your apps in SAP UI5 and then sell them on the SAP marketplace. If people like your apps, they can even download. They can, and if you make them free, they can download for free. If you can make them paid, then they can download for you can get some. You can set up a company and make money. I mean, that's the idea. But the point basically is just like you can make apps, games, etc. Right, using for Android or for iPhone. Similarly, you can make business apps here. So if for example you have an idea to make an app for travel management, so you can create an app for travel management. Of course, there is already a app for that built by SAP, but you can figure out what is the requirement and create an app for that and try to put it on the marketplace, and that way you can sell your own apps. Okay, so yes, to answer your question, Varun, yes, you can develop apps using Fiori, but basically those are more business apps and they observe the look and feel of SAP apps. Okay, all right. So maybe this slide may not be a bit clear. But if it's not clear, I think it could be the bandwidth. But here's what I'm trying to explain: the future of these web technologies. So most people feel that, hey, we learned WebDin Pro, we learned BSP, we learned so many technologies, we're not able to use them. So is this technology just a new technology that's coming and it will go off? So that's not the idea, because SAP's focus is moving towards the cloud. Okay, Manoj, I saw your question. Let me quickly see what it is. We will develop apps from scratch or we will customize standard apps. Please clear. Good question. Let me answer this question here only. This is just like what we do in ABAP, okay? Because we are all from ABAP background, so that's why I'm talking to you in that technical terms. See what happens in ABAP. Basically, we either enhance standard reports, right? So we look for baddies, user exits, and we enhance them, or we develop our own apps, right? Our own reports, our own module pools, etc., based on the client's requirements. So similarly, you can develop app from scratch, just like you develop a report from scratch, or you can customize a standard app, just like how we customize standard transactions, right? So both of them is possible. It's all based on your requirements and your creativity. Okay, so hope I have answered your question. So let's move on to the future of SAP Web Technologies. Basically, SAP's focus is moving towards the cloud, and with faster analytical processing capabilities with HANA, right? SAP, the core is very fast, the network is very fast. Now users want a better screen, to browse internet, to browse SAP data on the internet. They don't want to be stuck to the GUI. So that's why this is the only way you can pull out the data and show it to the end user. Plus, this SAP Web Technologies make it device independent. Of course, you can use smartphone, you can use tablet, you can use your laptop, etc. It gives you an enhanced user experience, and the scope is increasing with a lot of other independent companies coming into with more SAP apps. So basically, earlier it was this technology or SAP was limited to very few companies, implementing companies. Now it is clear, it is open to smaller companies who want to develop their own apps. Okay. And provide support, web support. Okay, So now the question is, if I want to learn this, how am I going to learn this? Guys, actually the time is 9:35 here, so I have a little more to cover. I'm not sure whether we will be able to, but still I will walk you through quickly. Proposed learning track. So if you want to start learning about this, right, the best way to do it is through this path. First we learn SAP UI5, then we learn OData. We will then learn the interaction between SAP UI5 and OData, meaning how to fetch UI5 from OData. Okay, next is we will then learn about Fiori, and finally, once you have learned everything, you will then understand. You have to understand SAP HANA, OData, and UI5 interaction end to end. Okay, so basically, guys, this is how a typical learning track goes, and this way, if you learn, you will be in a better position to understand and get a holistic view of the whole thing. Okay, rather than just learning bits and pieces from here and there. This will give you a holistic idea of where what aspect fits where. Okay, so with that said, I'm just going to introduce my course here right now. This SAP UI5 OData Network Gateway and Fiori online course. Okay, so guys, I am launching this course right now. It's not open to the public. I have not advertised about this course because I'm only taking very few people for this course. Okay, so basically this course is built up into 6 modules. The first module we are going to cover web technologies, where I'm going to learn, where we will learn about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, because most of us are from ABAP background. When I started doing this, even I was very confused. I did not have any knowledge of web technologies. So that's why I know everybody of you are struggling to understand what is this. Maybe some of you may already be aware of this, but this is where we will start with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Next module we'll understand SAP UI5 end-to-end. Then we will understand OData and Network Gateway. Then we will do the interaction and build some examples on that. And then I'll give you an introduction of Fiori, and then we'll have a project work where I'll give you a project which you can complete on your own to get more knowledge and hands-on experience. Okay. The basic reason why I developed this course is 2 things, guys. A lot of people, freshers, particularly in our beginners SAP group, right, Facebook group, have been saying we're not finding any jobs. And frankly, finding a job only doing basic ABAP is really tough. I mean, there was a time when basic ABAP you could find jobs. Now it's very tough to find jobs with basic ABAP. I mean, if you are out from college, you will get quickly, but if you are looking for a job outside, it's very tough. But this technology, which is very new, brand new, it is considerably easy to find jobs. So this course I have developed with that intention in mind, that once you do this course, I want you to be that confident. I personally feel that this course will make you confident to at least put it in your resume and then go to the interviewer and talk about that, hey, I have done this kind of work. Okay, so this is the whole purpose of making this course. Okay, now who should join this course? Basically, like I said, I want ABAP freshers to join, basically because if you are looking for a job and you are just taking ABAP on your resume, it's very tough to find a job. So this course definitely will give you that advantage, that you can try out from a SAP UI5 point of view, put in your resume, see where you attend some interviews. Definitely you will be able to crack it with the knowledge that you are getting in this course. Okay. Another one, SAP experienced people. Of course, a lot of people are here already. Okay, Praveen, Varun, everybody. So basically, if you are experienced and you are looking to upgrade your knowledge, then you should join this course. Now you may think, hey, what if I join and I'm not able to use this technology in real time, right? So that could be right, that could be wrong, but mostly just don't think it that I may not be able to use this technology. The idea is, even if you have the knowledge, it will give you a lot of confidence. So next time when you're applying for any other company, when you put UI5 on your resume, definitely the company will say, this guy, at least this guy knows much more than what others know. And in the interview when you talk, definitely, even if you don't get a chance to work, you will be able to crack it. And the third group of people, and guys, before making this course, I spoke to a lot of people. Okay, so I understand their requirements. Another group of people is people who are looking for higher studies. If you're looking for higher studies in US, UK, Germany, or Australia, or anywhere, you may be studying for GRE, GMAT. Also consider this course, because if you are an SAP and you come on to these countries, you have to position yourself to get a job. That's very important as soon as you are out of college. So if you have this on your resume, and when you go there and you say, hey, I back home in India, I work on this project in UI5 or in OData, definitely your chances of getting them to join. So let's move on. So I am not sure whether I have time right now. We have 15 minutes, and I was planning to do an OData session, but let me quickly show you a UI5 demo, how it works. Okay, so just bear with me. I'm going to switch my screen right now. Okay, guys, I had promised that I will show you how to install this on your local machine. Okay, so that you guys can get started on yourself. So to install, right, I would ask you to, oops, one moment. Sorry. The installation is very easy actually. So that's the good news. If you are getting confused, don't get confused. Okay, so here we are. You have to go to install UI5 on your machine, right? To do it by yourself, then go to this website. The website is HTTPS, and I will email this link to folks. Okay, so the link is https://tools.hana.ondemand.com. Let me type this in the chat window. Oops, I don't think I have access to the chat window here. One moment. Hang on just one moment. Okay, I'm just looking for this. I'm not able to access the chat window, so we'll not waste time. But here the link is https:// can someone type that in the chat window so everybody gets it? The link is https://tools.hana.ondemand.com. Okay, and I will send this link in WhatsApp also if you want. So so that is the link, tools.hana.ondemand.com. Oh, awesome, good. Okay, thank you, Pravina. So basically you need to go to this website. Okay, and then there are two versions of Eclipse: Eclipse Mars and Eclipse Luna. Okay, this link, basically these are the versions, like how we have SAP GUI 7.4, 7.3, etc. Similarly, Eclipse has a nice fancy way of naming its software. So it is called Eclipse Mars and Eclipse Luna. I have downloaded Mars because that is the most latest version, and I would ask you also to download it. So basically, if you want to download on home, right, on home, go to tools.hana.ondemand/Mars. Okay, once you do that, here the first link itself, it says Eclipse Mars 4.5 release. Okay, so click that link, Eclipse Mars 4.5 release, and once you're done there, okay, eclipse.org/Mars. So you will be pushed into this website called www.eclipse.org.mars. Okay, and here you will see the download button. The process is very easy right now. So click the download button. Okay, so once you click the download button, you will be taken to the download Eclipse installer. Okay, now of course there are a bunch of Eclipse installers here. You will get confused. Even I was confused first time when I saw this big link. Okay, so but don't get confused. Don't figure out what to install. Okay, question is Eclipse Luna fine? Yes, Eclipse Luna is also fine, no problem. Meaning, point is, I just use Mars because it is the latest version, and of course SAP UI5 package keeps evolving, and they give new features. So I use Mars. If you're comfortable with Luna, which is the older version, no problem. Go ahead and download that also. Doesn't work. Doesn't matter. Okay, but this is Mars 4.5.1 is the latest one. So it's very simple. But before you download, just look at your operating system. Okay, so it is for Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. So look at your operating system, and also see how many bit it is. Okay, so if you don't know how to look for your bit, just go to start, click on right click on my computer or computer, and then go to properties. Now this is Windows 7. Okay, your machine may be different, so you have to figure out what is the bit. Is it 32 bit or 64 bit your operating system? So mine here you can see is 32 bit. It may be not clear to you, but it is 32 bit. So that's why I installed this version. Okay, so installation is very easy. Just click that link. It will take you to the download option. Then you just click download and it will start the download. So I'm going to click that. Okay, it's asking for some stuff here. So once the download is done, right? Okay, I already downloaded it, but it's going to take just 2 minutes. Let me show you. So once you click the download button, right, then you do show in folder. And I already installed it multiple times, but just for the sake, I will show you. You just double click it. Okay, the installer. So here is the installer. Okay, the installer, Eclipse installer starts. Okay, and things are very easy there. You know, you just need to. So let this installer start. I already have installed it on my machine, so I'm going to show you how it works. Once the installer is done, I will show you how to install it also. So, but once your installation is done, it's very simple. Okay, once the installation is done, okay, this will only install Eclipse on your desktop. Okay, but it will not give you UI5. So you will have to install UI5 on your machine. Okay, so or install those add-ons. Eclipse Luna is okay, no problem. Okay, so you will have to install add-ons. So go to help after you have done the installation. Okay, here. Okay, guys, here is my installer. It gave me. Let me just quickly show you the installation. So here it gave me the installer. You can install, I don't know any of this if you want to pick up, but I installed Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Okay, this is the one. This is the option that I selected in the installer. So as soon as you are there, just click this installer. It will say give you an installation path. I did not change it. My installation path is still Lincoln P, Eclipse, Java, Mars. Okay, and then click install. Once installation is done, you are good to go. You will be launched into this window. Okay, and then, but this will not install SAP UI5 add-ons. Okay, so for that you have to go to help. You have to say install new software, and here work with. Here you have to give this path. Okay, tools.hana.ondemand/Mars. Okay, this is the same link which we have provided earlier, tools.hana.ondemand, but just put Mars or Luna, whatever is your version, and then you will see a bunch of options here. Just select UI5 demo toolkit for HTML5. Okay, basically this is the short form for this is SAP UI5. The long form is UI development toolkit for HTML5. Okay, which is SAP UI5. So pick this option and just say next. There are other options also which you can explore later on when you're doing HANA development or ABAP development on NetWeaver, etc. Okay. Please provide documented file how to install all tools which we use. Okay, I will send out a document for that also. So once you do that, just hit next. Okay, once you do next, it will install install UI5. I'm just installing UI5 at the moment. So it will install UI5 and so right now it's saying keep your. I already installed it, that's why I'm getting this option. But otherwise, you will just get this, just to say yes and then agree, and then you will have Eclipse on your machine. You will have UI5 on your machine. Okay, so both of them will be there. And guys, during the course, in our course, we are going to go through all these examples. Okay, so these, with the help of small and simple examples, I'm going to cover UI5 in complete detail, so that you will, in a short time you will feel that you already know UI5 in a very better way. So that is the scope of this course, because we are going to cover a lot of examples. You can see them here. But to create a simple project, you will just simply go to File, and you'll say new. Okay, file new, and you'll say other, and here you will say UI5 application development, application project. Click next. Click commons. Create initial view. I don't want to create initial view, and just say first project. Oops, sorry. Is a naming convention, and I'm going to say finish. So as soon as I do that, um, my application, I mean, I can start application development quickly. This is not a model view controller. In fact, this is just a basic one. So this is the template which SAP automatically gives for us. And here, all we need to do is add our own code. So I'm just going to create a text box here. And basically, this is a very simple example that I'm showing you how you can develop in OData. Okay. Or sorry, in um, SAP UI5. Okay, so this is it, guys. I have created a simple, very simple application in UI5. I can just save this now. Okay, and I can. So here, basically, I'm just putting a text on the screen called "Hello, Hello, Beginners SAP." Okay, and here I created a text view, and I placed that text view on content, and content is here. So let me just go and test this application. So if I test this application, I will get a link. I will get a page which should say "Hello World, Hello Beginners SAP." So it's really very simple to learn. You just need to understand how to develop it. Once you understand the development process, then things will become very simple and clearer to you. Okay, so hang on one moment. It's just coming up. So basically, this is the installation process, and this is how you start developing applications. This is not a model view controller application. This is just a basic, simple, plain application. But you can even do a MVC model, and we will learn all of this in the course. We'll go in complete detail to understand. So here is our Hello Beginners SAP. Okay, because we have created a view and we added it to content. Okay. So basically, this is how we will do our UI5. There's a question. Sabir says the project you made is UI5 or SAP Fiori project. I mean, right now I'm working on SAP Fiori enhancement, but the project which we will do in the course, I'll give you a UI5 development, meaning you have to develop an app basically, and then if you want, you can port that app on the Fiori landscape also. But basically, that app is UI5. Yes, you're right, Subhani. We'll create a Subhani, right? So we'll create a UI5 project. So this is how this application works. So let me go back to my presentation. So guys, this was the first part of the presentation. I don't think we have enough time to cover a lot of other stuff, but I want to take you back to my slide sheet, which is here. So the question here is like, what are the applications of OData in SAP UI? In SAP, basically OData is used for Fiori, for NetWeaver Portal, for Duet Enterprise, Solution Manager, HANA, and Certified Partner Solutions. So basically, there are a lot of scope for SAP UI5 and Fiori. You can use. Okay, there is a question that Praveen is asking. Fiori is like Play Store with all built-in apps, like app for approving, all confused between UI5 and Fiori. Okay. Good, very good question. And actually, let me move on to the last question answer slide here. So this is a very good question. And guys, before I answer this question, right? Again, I want to reiterate. I'm going to close this session right now, okay? Because we did a demo on UI5. Actually, I was planning to do an OData session also. And usually, when I'm doing a presentation, I also time it. But unfortunately, I think we are running out of time here. So maybe for OData, I will do a presentation later on. But right now, this is where we are. I am launching my course. It's not open yet. I will open it up. So if you are interested, send me an email, or I will. If you have already joined, meaning if you give me your email, for this session, then I will send you a link. You can enroll to the course, and that way you will learn everything in complete detail. Okay. So let me now come back to the questions earlier. So Praveen says Fury is like Play Store with built-in apps, like app for approving. Yes and no. Meaning, basically, Fury is not like built-in apps. That's correct. It's built-in apps, but it's not like a Play Store. Meaning, if for example you are working at a client place and the client wants to install PO or leave request, right? Then what you will do is you will go to the SAP marketplace, okay? And there you will have rapid deployment solutions. So you will download that rapid deployment solution on your SAP landscape, okay, on your SAP system, and you will deploy it. Then once you deploy it, there is something called as Fury Launchpad. That is just one application, one app. You will launch that Fury Launchpad, and there you will have your app ready for you. So you can then click that app, and then you can do your purchase order. If you have installed purchase order app, then you can do purchase order. You can have leave request if you install the leave request app. So don't get confused between UI5 and Fury. Fury is just an app, but UI5 is the technology which is used to develop that app. Okay. So there could be an app which is not Fury, meaning there could be a web application, HTML5 web application, which is not an app. It is just like a web page. Like for example, Facebook. Take Facebook for example. Facebook has its own website as it is, and it also has an app. Similarly, you can have a website developed in UI5, or you can also have an app developed in UI5. If you develop an app, it could be termed as Fury. Okay. So hopefully, I think I have answered, Praveen, your question. Okay, how to set up local server, Tomcat. Basically, once you install SAP UI5, right, to test out your applications, you don't need to have a local server installed. Automatically, that there is a Jetty server which you can try out. So you can test your application here, or you can, if you want, you can test out your application on Chrome browser directly. Okay. But if you want to connect to the SAP backend, right, then SAP backend can be SAP gives you a free access to SAP's backend, okay, to test out your application. So we can leverage that for some time, and of course there is a limited license. So I think you get it for 1 month or something. You can use it that way. And I'll teach you how to get access to that server, how to install your own server in the cloud, etc. Okay, to develop OData services. So all this will be covered in the course. And if you don't want to go to the cloud route, but you want to have your own access to the system, then right now in this course I don't provide access to the system. We will be leveraging SAP's free server, and we will be using Amazon AWS. Okay. But if you want to have access to the server, not go through Amazon AWS, then I will arrange. First, I will find out how many students are there, and accordingly we can arrange that also. Okay. And how many days course? Very good question. Right now, I think we will be covering this in 1 month, but again, because I said this is first time I'm developing this course, so it may take more days, it may take less days, but plus minus, I think 1 month. Every day we will be doing 1 hour session, okay, and videos will be provided to you. How many hours will it take? It will take. Every day we will be doing 1 hour session because some people are already working, right? So if you are not able to join a particular session, then videos will be there provided to you. Can I say OData is intermediate between ABAP and internet? OData, yes, you can say OData is an intermediate between ABAP and the internet. But ideally, OData is not only for SAP. Okay, SAP really did not even develop OData. OData was developed by Microsoft, and a lot of other companies are using OData. Twitter, Netflix, Facebook, everybody, not Facebook, I don't know, but a lot of other companies are using OData. So OData, you can say, is an intermediate between ABAP and internet, but basically it's more like you want to write queries, SAP queries on the internet using SAP data. You will use OData. How many hours? I don't really know how many hours, because we'll be doing 1 hour each day and 1 month. So try out that way, but it may take more time, it may take less time. Timing. So Fayaz, I really don't know the timing again. We can, once you join the course, I will send out a survey, and based on that, we will decide an appropriate timing, which will be better for everybody. If you guys, oh, Facebook also uses OData. Super. Thanks a lot, Praveen, for that update. So if you are not able to attend the session on that day, you will have access to the videos. And okay, quickly, I will show you how you can access the videos. Okay, if you can hang on for me for just one moment. So here is basically, let me show you. Just hang on for a moment, guys. So basically, guys, I think everybody is familiar with our beginners SAP website, right? So here there is a tiny login area here called students login. Just click that. This will take you into the login. So here I'm just logging in as a student. Okay, so once if you are sign up for the course, then you will get a user ID password for this website. Okay, then just log in into the website. Okay, and based on whatever courses you have joined. Now here I have in this test, user has joined for workflow and Fiori course. So based on whatever course you joined, you will see that in your dashboard. Okay, so once you pick whatever course you want and then log in, so here you will see all your modules, whichever you want. Okay, so all your modules will be listed down. And guys, again, this is work in progress. It's not complete. The course is not open yet. So here I'll just show you the modules. So here module 1, understanding web technologies. So here we will learn about the need for web technologies, understanding HTML, JavaScript. Okay, and then so each of this will be like 1 or 2 days based on how students are taking it. Then module 2 is UI5 development toolkit, where we'll learn how to set up the IDE. We'll learn what is model view, controller module. We'll learn what are layouts and controls, what are the data models in UI5, and then we will integrate our learning. Then we will move on to learning NetWeaver Gateway and OData. And here we will learn architecture of the gateway, understand OData feeds, service creation, working with OData model, understanding query options, understanding OData operations. Now I'm working on the 4th module. I'm creating courseware for the 4th module, which is integrating SAP UI5 and OData. Later on, we will learn introduction to Fiori, and then the project which you can do on yourself. So this is basically how the course will proceed. Okay, and once you're done, you can go on. But just to show you how the course works. So this is workflow course. I'm just showing you. So this was the workflow course which I had launched a couple of months ago. Okay, and just to quickly show you, basically when you click a particular link, okay, then you understand you get a video. Okay, and if there are any documents, okay, or any course material, that will be available here. Of course, this lesson does not have any courseware. So if there are any courseware, they will be available here. So you can see the video. And beauty is, guys, you have lifetime access to this material, number 1, which of course I forget to say every time. You know, lifetime access, not like 3 months, 6 months. You have lifetime access to the material, number 1. Number 2, because you are the first batch, and every batch, you will, whenever I create more material, whenever I create new material, it will always be available to you free of cost. So you don't have to pay for upgrade fees or anything. Okay, so anytime I create new material, it will be available for you. All the videos will be here in this in your login. So once you watch the video, then you can just mark the lesson to complete. And I'm also working on creating some quizzes. So if there are any quizzes, you can take those quizzes to solidify your knowledge. And once you're done watching the video, taking the quiz, you can just mark the lesson to complete and go back to the course. Okay. So once you are back to the course, so this is basically my workflow course. Okay. These are the modules: business process, getting hands-on, development phase, and then setting workflow in motion. So this was a complete end-to-end workflow course also, which I had built. A few students took this course. I'm going to open this course is really not available right now, meaning I'm not selling this course, but once if there is a demand for this course also, I will open this up later. Right now I'm concentrating on UI5 and OData. Back to dashboard. Okay, so and once you are done with everything, you can simply log out from your session. Okay, so question is NetWeaver Gateway is an interpreter? No, NetWeaver Gateway is not an interpreter. It basically converts. Interpreter is one which converts code into executable machine readable code. OData does not do any machine readable code. It just translates internal table into JSON or XML format, which can be understood by HTTP. So it's not an interpreter. It could be told as a converter. So it just converts the data from internal table to the to OData format, which is JSON or XML format. Okay. All right. May I know when the course is expected to open? Very good question. Thanks a lot for reminding. I forgot it completely. Guys, as you know, I'm coming to India on December 15th on a vacation, right? And I'll be back in January, back here. So ideally I'm going to open the enrollment for this course only for a couple of days, maybe like 3 or 4 days. I'm going to keep the enrollment open for the course. But the course will not start till January 9th. Okay, so I'm going to start the course first batch on January 9th. Okay, and so the reason I'm opening this course right now is just this is early bird pricing that I'm giving to you guys. So join right now, because later on I may or may not open this course again for enrollment in the January. Most probably I may not open it. And even if I open it, the prices will definitely not be this low. Okay, so take advantage of this. Oh, welcome to India. Hey, thanks a lot. Actually, I posted this in Facebook also, right? I think most of you guys know that I'm coming to India in December. So that's why I'm opening this course right now. It's a early bird pricing that I'm giving you guys. I think it's reasonable. So join in because later on I don't know whether I will open. Plus, I'm only accepting very few students at this time. Okay, not many students, because I want to test out this whole setup, see how it works. And I personally want you to benefit from this course. I want to see that you guys, first of all, liking this course, number one, understand what I'm teaching, and you will feel confident that whatever you're learning, you will be able to implement either to get a good job or even to get your first break in SAP. I mean, that is the most important thing for me. So that's the aim that I'm going to aim for. Okay. So with that said, guys, are anybody having any more questions? How do we know when you open your course for enrollment? Good question. I am going to, if you have given me your email, meaning most probably everybody of you has sent out, has signed up for this webinar, right? So I have your emails. I am going to send an email to you with the sales page. Once you get that email, open the page, and from there you will see the link to enroll for the course. Okay, you can then enroll from that link directly. And of course, like I said, enrollment I'm just keeping open for a couple of days because I'm going to travel to India, right? So I'm keeping it open for some time. You can enroll that time. Then I will close it, because then we will work on this material and we'll. Oh, another main thing which I forgot to tell you guys, and thank you for hanging out. If you join this course, I'm going to give out this this document, which is SAP query for ABAP developers. But of course, I'm right now working on this document. Once this document is done, I will send it to you guys if you join the course. Okay. So, but point is that's not the main thing. The main thing is I want you guys to feel a lot of benefit from joining this course. So that's the reason. So any other questions that you would like me to answer right now? When get we expect mail from you? When can we expect mail from you? Awesome. So I'm just working on that sales page right now. You can expect this email today or tomorrow. And if you are in my Facebook group, number one, of course, if you then I will put that link also in the. I mean, I'll just send a message saying, hey, the sign up page is ready. If you guys want to sign up, just sign up for the course. Okay, so no problem. So I'll put it in Facebook. Plus, I will send you guys the link to sign up. You guys can sign up when the page is. I wanted to make the page ready, but there's a lot of stuff already to be done, so I could not do that also. Okay. Okay. Any more questions that you guys have that I can address right now? I can answer for you. If there are no more questions, then I think I can. Hey, Shirisha, thanks a lot for joining our group. Okay, Facebook group. So nice to see you guys in the group. So if there are no more questions, I think I will close this session for today and call it a day. And definitely sure you will like what you see in the course. It's completely different than what you have seen so far. That's one thing that I can assure you. So are there any more questions, or can we wrap this up completely? Okay, so I think there are no more questions coming from your side, guys. I'm so happy that you guys decided to join today's session. I hope it was very beneficial to you. I was able to give you a lot of knowledge on installing your stuff. So with this said, I am going to. I mean, if you have no more further questions for me, I am going to close this session now, and you can expect an email from me with the sign up details. Explaining everything in detail to you, how to sign up, what is in the course, what are the features of this course. Of course, like I said, lifetime, you get a lifetime access to the material. Any new material is free, upgrade, etc., etc. So I am going to send out all the features to you. So expect anyway. Thank you so much. It is indeed great session. Waiting to join the course. Let's click. Okay, awesome. Thanks a lot, Pravina, for your feedback. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I think now it's time to say goodbye. Or I'm going to wind this up. If you guys have any more questions, let me email me. I think most of you already know my email address. If you have anything to put in there, type it in Facebook. No issues. I will respond to you. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Manoj. Thank you for the comments. It's really appreciative. All right. So see you soon, guys. I'm going to send out that email. Hopefully, I'm going to close this session now. Thank you. Bye.